love me, yeah, they love me. First love yourself. For that, and God we trust me. I don't trust myself. Your jewelry, I get it took. No show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Florida, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. They will also match your first deposit up to $100, and you get a special pick when you sign up. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam.
Murder, what up, man?
Chilling, man.
What's going on?
I was a good Samaritan today. I waited for you. You were late.
I appreciate it. Listen, I mean, what can I say, man? I really appreciate that you waited. What episode we on? 92nd episode, 91 episodes, and this is the first day I'm late. First of all, this is the first day I'm late. Mase lives 6 blocks from here. Mase walks in here, just come. We don't say nothing. We just like, yeah, that's Mase, quadruple platinum Mase. What can we say? yeah, Mase, you just crashed this down.
I waited for you. I waited for you.
But listen, I thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm be the bigger person.
No, I appreciate you waiting for me, man. And listen, I don't got no problem with you coming in late every day. You murder. You come late every day. You stroll in here. What's up? Blame all of us acting like we late. And you live 6 blocks from here. I don't care. I don't mind because you my big bro. You walk in when you want to walk in. It's all fine with me. But I'm going to tell you why I'm late. I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm late. And listen, you my nigga and all that shit. But right now, I'm being what's it called? I'm guilty by association right now. Because I'm telling you right now, Murder, I don't have no problem with you, but now I'm running into problems in the street now. So we coming in the casino, me and Church. Listen, me and Church, Church had to just grab a nigga up. Nigga walks in the casino, we walk in the casino, and a nigga comes to me and says, yo, when Mase said he's gonna put out a song on Black Friday, and then other day say he's gonna put a freestyle out, what's going on? I said, I don't know, whenever Mase wants to put it out. And then the nigga mumbles under his breath, when somebody pop on one of you niggas, I guess you'll be happy. Well, I don't, now if niggas pop on one of you niggas. Church had to grab a nigga because I'm confused why a nigga might even want to pop on me. So don't tell niggas you putting out no more freestyles, my nigga, because it's starting to turn violent at this point. To where niggas say, when a nigga pop on one of you niggas, I guess y'all be happy. I don't know why a nigga even want to pop. And I'm going to tell you, you be careful as well. You be careful as well. Because niggas is remembering that. Tito said that they's going to start a petition on when is the shit coming out because people are eager to hear what's going on. Now I'm being threatened. I'm just letting you know that I'm at the point where I'm being threatened because they want to hear music. We can get to what we got to do. I just thought I'd share that with you. Be careful in them airports, them countries, and wherever you traveling, it's turning violent because you won't give niggas a 16 or whatever you promised niggas. Beware. That's all I'm saying.
Dang. Okay, well, let's start the show. What an interesting start.
Yeah, man.
Okay. During the Grizzlies game in which they won against the Warriors 116-107, Draymond Green revealed Memphis's G.G. Jackson, also the youngest active NBA player, told Steph Curry, I got uninvited from your camp. He then went on and dropped 23 points on them. Why do you think he told Steph that? And what's your initial reaction to hearing that?
G.G. Jackson for Memphis?
Yeah.
Triple J, Triple G's, all these fucking, all this shit.
Double GJ, Double GJ.
Yeah, and all this shit. Listen, you know what I don't understand? And listen, man, what I just don't understand with people is that why play with certain individuals? Like certain people you could say shit like that to, or you could sit there and talk shit to, and you feel confident about it. Like, you know, when I was talking, I watched years ago, this is years ago, Allen Iverson, everybody knows that famous crossover he did on Michael Jordan. And Allen Iverson got on TV and they was like, how you felt about doing that to Michael Jordan? And he was like, yo, Mike is the GOAT. But this is my dance floor too when I come out here. This is my dance floor. And Allen Iverson is probably top 5 2 guards, especially at 6 feet, 6'1", whatever he is. But he even said it like, this is my dance floor. And that was big of him to say, and that was dangerous to say as well. But that's Allen Iverson. I'd never heard of Triple G. And the reason I bring that up is because niggas like Allen Iverson, he can say shit like that. Even though he's not Michael Jordan, but he still can say that. You had 23, you didn't have 47, you didn't have 48. You're in second and third to last place, G. Don't talk to Steph Curry like that. The nigga got 4 rings. The nigga shoots out the building. You know what happened? GGG?
You calling him GGG.
What's his name?
GG Jackson. GGJ.
Not Triple G, Cam. He's GGJ.
That's the point. I don't even know the nigga. That's the point. I'm just GGJ. I said Triple G, my fault. You saw that J. What I'll say is this, and I know Mase has something to say, and maybe I'll piggyback again off what Mase said. But you play for the Memphis Grizzlies, right? There's still some Memphis Grizzlies players who played there from last year. Dylan Brooks tried this. He tried to say some slick shit to LeBron James. And you know what LeBron James did to him the next time they played? Killed them and sent them niggas home. He's in Houston right now. And I'm not saying Houston's doing pretty good, actually, better than Memphis, but still, he didn't want to go to Houston. He got out of pocket with a superstar, a Hall of Famer, the person who has all the leads the NBA in points past Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You got out of pocket with him. And you did it subliminally because you could have been like, yo, Steph, what's good? I came to your camp and I didn't make it. It's a pleasure to even be on the same court as you. It's a way to do it. I don't know the context of how it went, but this is the quote that we got. Yeah, you cut me at your camp, nigga. Shit. Take packet on up. Don't play with certain. Yeah. Don't play at that light skinned nigga like that, man. That's a light skinned nigga to get dark. Pause. Beware. Do not do that because you end up tomorrow. You won't even know it, and you'll be in Detroit. Keep playing. Them is the type of niggas that get you traded to the worst team in the NBA. Keep it up, and you'll be in Detroit. Go ahead, Murder.
Yeah, playing for the Sacramento Shish Kebab.
You ain't even in the G League. You in the F League. My nigga, you are bugging. You got to chill, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with these niggas?
I appreciate the tenacity, pause, but I'm thinking about how do you get uninvited? That's what I wanted to talk about. What did you do that made them uninvite you? Like you had an invitation, and then we changed our mind? Like, what happened in that particular scenario? Because that's crazy.
So that's actually exactly what happened.
Yeah.
They gave out invites and they over-invited too many people, so they had to retract some invites back, and his was one of them.
So he was one of the people that they were being generous to. And it was like, if we have enough space, pause, you can show up. And then they recognized they didn't have enough spaces. And they had to say, come on, my nigga, you know you don't belong on this list. And that's basically what it is. We were trying to be nice. This is what happened when that mentality of giving everybody a trophy goes wrong. Like when I was living in LA, not LA, but San Diego, my son was playing on a team and they would just give everybody trophies. I said, nah, give the trophy back. He said, well, give the trophy back. I said, because you didn't win anything. You didn't win anything. Y'all actually was like in 4th place. You don't get a trophy for 4th place.
Yeah.
And then I made him work until he could win a trophy that he could have. And he appreciated it. But at that moment, that was hell in the household.
Yeah, I could imagine.
You made him give his trophy back? Yeah, there's like a 4th place trophy. That's not a real trophy.
Yeah, that's a participation trophy, and we don't do those.
Yeah.
We don't do the participation trophy.
You start him out early, then he can get uninvited. This is how you can get uninvited. You're really not in the list, and we decide that we're no longer giving out participation invitations, and they need that invite back.
Yeah, you know who
Don't take it out on that, though.
Yeah, you know who that is, Murder? Like, you know, when you go to the awards and you know how you sit in the front, or is it you or Denzel Washington and everybody, he's a seat filler.
Yeah.
He's the people that still fill the seats up when they're around the celebrities so that it look crowded when they're there.
Yeah.
So,
and you actually, Gigi Jackson, because I'm on a new path right now. You should be actually happy that he uninvited you, because that's what made you work to be on this stage. You got to remember, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise that somebody told you the truth. He told you the truth. But let me get that invitation back. And that's why you was able to get 23 that night. That's how I see it.
What new path are you on? You on a new path? What path is this? Let me know what's going on.
And I'm not letting nothing slide no more.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the original path. Or what you went off path for a minute and you got back on it?
I got off a little bit. I was trying to let niggas enjoy themselves. I'm back on it. That's why I got on all black, you know. Pause.
Okay. Well, you said pause kind of a little bit after you was trying to let niggas enjoy themselves, which was kind of crazy. But okay. And look, Mase said it really well. That's a great way to look at it. That, you know, being uninvited. What'd you say?
I said he helped them.
No, absolutely. I didn't look at it from that perspective. That's a great way to look at it. Being uninvited, and not only, we don't know what your trials and tribulations or your road to the NBA was, but obviously, if you remember that and want to tell him that, seems like you've been wanting to tell him that for a minute. That helped you get there, and I didn't look at it from that perspective. That's a great way that Mase put that together. And that could be part of the reason, one of the reasons, many reasons that you are in the NBA now. I don't slight no NBA player, but it's just about, it's levels to this shit. Be careful. Be really careful. You know, we talked about this with, and it hasn't happened yet, with Halliburton talking to Damian Lillard crazy, and they played again, and Halliburton said, I said what I said. You know, he bust ass again. So now when this happens after, if you go back and do this again, I said what I said. Same thing with our nigga Shai over there, Shea over there in OKC. He putting up pictures of stuff. And then he went back and did it again. You know, when you do this multiple times, I could dig it, but not with the Grizzlies at this particular point. They're not that good. Golden State isn't the best that they are right now, but they're better than the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I just want to add, I just don't think he was trying to be disrespectful, because even like they had a post-game interview where Shaq was interviewing him and he didn't know until Shaq introduced himself. And in the interview, Shaq basically just told him, I don't have a question. I just want to say congratulations, young fella, because he did just turn 19 and he was very shook and surprised. So like he still obviously has respect for other players, but I think in that moment, like, you know, in the heat of the moment, like they're beating the Warriors. This is Steph Curry. He did get uninvited from the camp. He just wanted to say his little piece, and he got it out there, and that's that. But
niggas get killed in the heat of the moment. Pause. Niggas die sometime in the heat of the moment. I done seen niggas get shot in the heat of the moment. So I dig it. I hear where you coming from.
Yeah, and he think different in heaven, you know? You gotta watch that.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. So
that is not the way I was going.
Yeah, we from a different era in a different place. The heat of the moment could cost you your life. Be careful.
Yeah, you don't get a do-over for that.
Okay.
You gotta play with the right niggas.
Right. Next topic. The Suns completed. Oh, and just real quick, I just think it's funny too. We'll see what happens, because every time we talk about a player, you guys are like, I never heard of him. They end up spazzing out. So we'll just see what happens next for Gigi Jackson, because who knows?
Well, he been there all season, right?
Yeah, he's on two-way though, so I don't know how many times.
So he been in the G League as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we ain't hear about him until this. You know, when people
we didn't hear about it because he in the G League. Who watched the G League games? I don't.
Yeah, neither do I, unless it's maybe the championship. Secondly, you might be in the G League next week. When you're a two-way player, that means they keep shipping you back and forth from the G League to the A, G League to the A. You might have been playing because niggas is hurt. You got to think about it. Desmond Baines hasn't been playing. You know, John Morant's out for the season. And you're a two-way player saying, I got cut from the camp. Look, you can find a nice way about it, stat all you want. That's what you do for a living. Watch your mouth if I make a call and get you back in the G League. And you're 19. Be easy, my nigga. Be easy.
Moving along, the Suns completed a...
Did you just threaten that nigga, Cam?
No,
Did he just threaten?
I wasn't threatening. When I say, no, when I'm saying be easy, I'm telling be easy for itself because, look, think about it, Mase. We laugh and we joke and all that other shit, but dead ass seriously, and niggas won't ever admit it and say it, that nigga Dillon Brooks is not really that bad of a player. He's not terrible.
Yeah.
Some may say he was the Draymond for Memphis. If you want to look at it. You
said it to the wrong player.
You said it to the wrong nigga, man, and that got you out of here. And then as far as Stat just saying how we always say we never heard of nobody and then we end up hearing about him. Look, we only talking about him because what he said to Steph. If he had the 23 and didn't say this to Steph, we wouldn't be talking about him. We're talking about him, but not... His basketball, he did a decent job. 23 points is cool. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't 90, it wasn't 70. It wasn't a fucking Devin Booker night. This conversation is purely happening because we're leading the show off with this because of what you said to Steph Curry. Not your 23 points. It's the audacity of you saying this to Steph Curry. So
now,
okay.
Killer, if he does this 7 more times and go Jeremy Lin or get an ice cream named after you, pause, then maybe you had the right to say it, but not one game. At least Jeremy Lin did it for a few games.
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem with that is Mason, totally, because he played in New York, so he turned the garden upside down. But where's Jeremy Lin?
He did get an ice cream, Cam.
Yeah, listen, Buster Douglas got a video game. He knocked Mike Tyson out one night and got a video game. We ain't hear from him since. And shout out to Buster Douglas. He from Columbus, Ohio. He's an Ohio nigga. I know Buster personally. What up, Bus? He got a little boxing tournament. He had a video game because he knocked out Mike Tyson. I ain't never seen Jeremy Lin ice cream. I ain't never played Buster Douglas Punch Out. Nothing. Consistency counts.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the Suns. They completed a 22-point fourth quarter comeback to defeat the Kings, 119-117. So what do you think about the comeback? And then what's your opinion on the Suns?
Look, me and Mase picked the Suns to go to the Western Conference Finals. They haven't been living up to the expectations that we thought they would. I'm not going to say it's not a tremendous feat to come back against the Sacramento Kings because the Sacramento Kings are not the Sacramento Kings that they used to be. Sacramento Kings were really, really good last year. This year, they're nothing to snub at. They're in the 6th seed right now. Mike Brown. We already know his coaching pedigree is really good, but I wouldn't make a big deal out of it because right now, if you ask me this at the beginning of the season, the Suns would be first, second, and third in the Western Conference. Right now, looking at it, they're the 8th seed, which guarantees no playoff spot. Right now, you're in the play-in to see if you're going to be in the playoff if it ended today. And Sacramento is a better team right now than the Phoenix Suns. So I watched that, and it was a great, tremendous comeback. Look, the NBA, if you get a victory, you get a victory, so they say. Us as fans, we're not counting that shit. We expect certain things. Yeah, we expect certain things from certain players. It's great to come back, but we got to stop acting like they don't have Kevin Durant, Booker, and Beal. I don't know why they wasn't up 20. So That's just my opinion. Congrats on the win. But this shouldn't be news. We're sitting here as analysts and sports commentators looking for shit. And that's why I used to be mad when I watched other sports shows. I'm like, damn, niggas to be making shit up to be talking about. Why the fuck is this really news? They made a comeback. It's the Phoenix Suns. You got fucking Kevin Durant and Booker and Bradley Beal, and you're playing against the young guns. Now, I'm not shitting on Malik Monk or Fox or the coaching staff or the rest of the crew over there because they're young and up and coming. They took Golden State to 7 games last year in the playoffs and did a phenomenal job. But you fucking with the big dogs. Pause. This shouldn't have been a comeback situation. This should have been murder.
The crazier news is, why does Eric Gordon have the same amount of points as Devin Booker?
Right.
Or Bradley Beal. That's really the issue. It's not the comeback. It's like, yo, you got Bradley Beal at 13. You got Devin Booker at 16. And the story is you got Grayson Allen at 29. That's the crazy part.
Right.
So when I'm thinking about this as a team, it's still concerning because you're winning on the backs, of Grayson Allen. He had the highest points on the team. That's not a good sign.
It's a great, excellent point, man. Look, we always say it's a long season and we got some time, but shit's winding down, man. All-Star break is exactly 1 month from now. A few teams need to get it together sooner than later, and the Phoenix Suns are one of them. The Los Angeles Lakers are another team. Golden State Warriors are another team. Or we are going to see the changing of the guard. Right now in the East, pretty much what we said before the season started is going on in the East. Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, the creme de la creme of the East. The West, they shaking it up, baby. They shaking it up. And if something doesn't get done quickly, we're going to see some new blood on the West. Outside of Denver, that is.
Yeah. Who you thinking? Sacramento and who else? Because Sacramento is definitely one of them teams.
If we're talking about the West, look at the West. Look, you know what it is. Minnesota was number one, and it's one of them situations where they be like, oh, they're number one now. They've been number one for about a month and a half at the number one seed. Yeah. It isn't like they've been number one and somebody else comes in number 2 and then they're number 3. Then before you know it, they slide down to 4 or 5 or 6. And Minnesota has been the number 1 seed in the NBA, and I don't know this for a fact, but off the top of my head and keeping up with what we need to do for it is what it is, at least a month. At least a month. Maybe longer than that. Oklahoma City has been number 2. Right. At least a month. At least a month they've been number 2, and Denver's been number 3. The sleeper, and I'm not going to say it's a sleeper, but the team that's really surprising that has the best record probably since December, mid-December, at least, is the Los Angeles Clippers. You got the Los Angeles Clippers looking like, even with Denver, like if they can figure that Joker shit out, the Clippers are looking sensational because now you got the GOAT, Paul George, acting crazy now. He acting goatish. He been acting real goatish lately. James Harden is looking really happy as a basketball player. Body language says a lot when you play basketball. I'm not saying he wasn't happy.
They're all back in their hometown, Killer. They all from LA.
Yeah, I know
so
that.
What better place to win?
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is we knew that before it started and we was criticizing them. Everybody was criticizing them. The only person, and we gave them props before, the only person that said, give me a minute was Ty Lue. And obviously he had the right games in mind. I need 10 games because that's about how long it took for him to figure it out. It took him about 7 to 9 games, and then them niggas started clicking. And also, like, when we gave props to him before, it was very big, Russell Westbrook, to say, listen, I'm going to come off the bench.
Russell Westbrook took 1 game. Tyronn Lue took 10 games. Russell Westbrook said, take me 1 game. If I come off the bench, we start winning. And I think they went on like an 8-game win streak. So I'm giving the credit to Russell Westbrook.
I give the credit to Russell Westbrook too, but it wasn't 1 game. They lost like 6, 7 games. And then Russell Westbrook said, nah, I'm going to sit down, B. This shit ain't working. I don't want to be to blame. So I don't know if it took that one game from the scenario, but remember, them niggas was losing like 7 games in a row.
Yeah, the one game when he made the decision, that's when they started winning. So as a GM, I'm giving the credit to Russell Westbrook.
Why is it GM?
So in the future, he could be a GM because remember I said, if this doesn't go right, this going to be the end of his career. So, if somebody take one for the team, at least set him up on his next endeavor.
Okay, gotcha. I don't see Russell Wilson being a GM, though. I see him being a fashion model. That nigga was the head designer for True Religion and all that shit at one particular time. He's a fashionista. What you call it?
Fashionista.
A fashionista. Yeah. He's one of the fashionistas.
I saw his face when you said you don't see him being a GM when he go, what?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying he can be a GM. I think he's more into fashion than trying to organize a team. But who am I to judge? I don't know. Russell Westbrook's my nigga, so whatever you want to do, I think you do it.
He definitely judges the hearts of players very well.
What's that supposed to mean?
He could pick like Paul's toughness in a player, like the same thing that Pat Riley was at first. He knew the right players to pick and put with certain people. That's what he continues to do with Miami.
When did you see Russell Westbrook pick tough players, Murder? When was this, man?
No, I mean, like he can acknowledge it. Him and KD argues a lot. Different people he argue with over the years. His perception is kind of right.
So you saying what does he think of KD? What are you trying to say about that?
This is the new leaf I'm on. I'm not letting people call me.
That's what I'm asking you. My nigga NL, new leaf. What are you trying to say? I'm trying to.
He deems Kevin Durant to take the path of least resistance.
Okay.
That's what he says.
Okay, got you.
KD, I like KD too, pause.
My nigga,
I want to go back to the Suns, but I still got to tell the truth.
All right, man. I don't know your vibe today. I'm trying to pick up on it, man. You got a dog vibe. You got podium mom. He deems the path. we going deem the path today. I got to chill out. I don't know where you going. Because you can dig deep in your bag. Pause. I don't know where we going today. If we going deem the path, I might got to just chill out and relax. Like, I don't know where we going. Go ahead, though.
Oh, God. Told y'all we're off to a real weird start because it's showing. Okay. Well, speaking of like teams changing things around, the Pacers acquired Pascal Siakam and a future second-round pick from Toronto in a 3-team deal that includes the Pelicans. Was this a good move for the Pacers?
I think this is great. I think this is great. I'm going to be Paul short. I think this is really great for the Pacers. At first, I didn't like the trade because I was thinking about how later down the line they may need Bruce Brown. But I was thinking about what Siakam could bring to that team, and it's exactly the other pedigree that they need, and that's in the front court. Because between Buddy Hield and the point guard, they pretty got what they need for the perimeter. Now they need that presence down low. Pause. Killer's on you, though.
That was crazy. That was wild. Siakam, man, his days may have passed, like, when he was that nigga. Like, he's not bad now, but I don't know. I got to see how it works out. I see what the Pacers are feeling. Look, they was like, we was second, third in the East. They dropped down to 7th. And they're like, we got to bust a move to make sure that we stay where we need to stay in the playoffs. I feel more bad for Bruce Brown because it's like, yo, you could have took a couple million less, and don't get it fucked up. I know you won the championship and you want your money, but you could have stayed in Denver. And y'all niggas could have had almost the same team as last year and played that same role because you played a major part in that championship last year. It was even to the point where I was like, damn, They not playing Reggie Jackson. Who is this? Then you like, oh, this nigga all right. Oh, this Bruce Brown nigga is all right, B. So I'll wait and see how the trade goes. I don't have as much information as Mase had about it just now. But more than anything else, it's more for me like, damn, Bruce, now you're just getting shipped around when you had a real great place to be at, a championship team, niggas that you know, coach that loved you, and you was getting decent playing time for probably $2.5 more, $3 million than you would have made in Denver.
They got that Jordan Poole syndrome.
Oh, Bruce?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say
You
that.
get out of that system, you look different. You know, sometimes, Paul, you just in a system that shines on your attributes, and then you get out of that system, and it's not the same. And players know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you look brilliant in that system only, but in another system, you wouldn't even be that player.
Copy.
Love that you brought up the system because we're going to talk about the system. It was reported James Harden wants to sign a long-term deal with the Clippers and retire with them. Can you see this happening?
Jesus. He said he want to retire there?
Yeah.
This is like a girl that been married 3 times. She told the last nigga she'll be with him forever. And the one before that, she told him she'll be with him forever, and he was her soulmate, you know?
Right.
James Harden is a Virgo. Let me start with that. So, and I don't really talk about this a lot, but that psychological makeup is just a lot of highs and lows. So
not to cut you off, Murder. What's your sign?
Virgo.
Okay, I was just letting the people know. you got experience. Hey, continue. I just wanted people to know.
Well, actually, that's not my sign.
What's your sign?
My sign is $. His sign is Virgo.
My bad. I was just saying you was about to speak on Virgos, and people may not know why you have this much knowledge on Virgos. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, it's like when they're a part of it, they're a part of it, and when they're not, there's nothing you could do to make them a part of it. So that I wouldn't hold any of that as true, unless he puts it in writing. You know how they have a no trade clause?
Yes.
They got to make a new clause for players. And I don't know what it would be for the GM, but they need that same clause for the players. You promise to not defame the organization. What's that? That's an NDA. They might need an NDA with James Harden, let alone a no trade clause.
Well, even when he shitted on Daryl Morey, he got fined. They fined him for doing that shit. Look.
Because Daryl Morey was his man, right?
That was his nigga. And he gave him a lot of money in 2 different cities. But Daryl Morey did play a little game with him and said, look, re-sign here and I'll make sure I trade you. And then once he re-signed, because he wanted to make sure, that's what I'm saying, that's how much of his man he was. He like, yo, I'm going to get you the bag here, because if you go to another team, you're not going to get the bag that you could get for re-signing. Then I'll trade you. And when Daryl Morey didn't rush and do that, James Harden said he's a sucker, bitch-ass nigga, liar, whatever else he wanted to call him. And that's when the phrase, come on, my niggas started. Because that's when Daryl Morey's like, what else can I do for you? Back to what you were saying, Mase.
Did he ever re-sign him for the more money?
Yes, that's what got James Harden mad, because he re-signed with Philly and Daryl Morey was supposed to trade him. And once, because he re-signed, and if Daryl Morey didn't want to trade him, he couldn't bust the move. He couldn't go nowhere. So Daryl Morey ended up trading him eventually, but it started looking like he lied to him, like, I know I told you to re-sign, but we can't figure the trade out, so it may look like you're going to be in Philly another year. And nigga like, nah. That wasn't the deal. You say you re-signed me, you got me. And that's his man, so he trusted him, and it didn't go as fast as James Harden wanted it to go. So that's when the problems between James Harden and Daryl Morey started, because James Harden thought he was shitting on him. Back to this long-term deal. Look, it sounds good right now because y'all are winning. And
yeah.
What happened?
No, I was agreeing with you.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. You said it first. It sounds good now because you guys are winning and it's looking good and y'all climbed out of a hole to being in the 4th place in the Western Conference. And why wouldn't you want to retire at home? Like you said earlier in the show, Mase, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden is all from the Southern California area. And if you can win and stay home, I think that's dope. We'll see. Will it survive the test of time? The Clippers, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, got a jinx on that motherfuckers. I know that. Every time it seemed like it's supposed to go right for the Clippers, don't matter who's on the team, it just doesn't seem to go right. Will this team make it right? Hopefully we'll see, man. What happened? Kawhi, like I said, Kawhi's looking great. James Harden's looking great. Paul George looks great. Russell Westbrook looks great. Ty Lue coaches ass off. But look, and God forbid, knock on wood, this thing is an ankle twist from being turned all the way around. One player get injured, God forbid, and this whole shit'll go downhill. Long-term contract, the system, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it'll all go downhill. We are one Kawhi Leonard hamstring away from this chick turning to a whole different story. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but it sounds good when you're winning. Steve Ballmer, who's the owner, he seems like a dope owner. You know, they're building a new stadium for the Clippers. They got their own stadium. Some fly shit. I seen it last night. Looks really dope.
They're not going to be sharing the court with the Lakers anymore?
Nope. They building a new studio. The Clippers got some new dope shit that they're building right now. It was looking fly too. They got a section in there where if you got on, you can't sit in that area if you ain't got on a Clipper jersey, Clipper jacket, Clipper paraphernalia. You can't sit in a certain part of the arena. So, in other words, if you're not a genuine Clipper fan, for this portion of the arena, you can't sit there. And even if you're not a Clipper fan, you got to front like you are and wear the memorabilia that they have there. So, the merch or whatever. But I think Steve Ballmer is dope, man. He's really excited. He's he's not Mark Cuban. He's kind of quirky, kind of different at the games, excited. But I think he's passionate about his team winning. He was in the arena last night, with a hard hat on, pause, with the construction workers showing how the arena is getting built. Like he was part of building the shit. So I think they got a dope owner, and you know, good things will happen for the Clippers moving forward. But I do think that's part of the problem, being where the Lakers play. Every night, whether they change that floor or not, from the Lakers to the Clippers, when you look up in them banners, the Raptors, you only see Laker banners. You don't see no other banners but Laker banners. No matter if the floor say Clippers or not, the Raptors say Lakers. So I think you got to get out that building and start your own dynasty.
Yeah, it's like a nigga letting you stay in his house and saying you're good. You're good until you're not good.
Yeah.
He's out there playing each night.
Exactly.
Good point. And then last topic before we go to break, DeAndre Ayton missed Wednesday night's game against the Nets because his neighborhood was too icy. He tried for hours to get out, but was unsuccessful. The Blazers sent people to help, but they couldn't get available. So thoughts on him being stuck?
Wait, let me say this. Yo, D-Wade, I apologize for dissing you on your birthday, but I still stand by what I said, but not on your birthday. I shouldn't have said that on your birthday. But moving on to what's his name?
DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, man. Why do they got to send somebody to help that big nigga get out the house? Ain't he like 7 feet? This is crazy. What do they send over there?
I don't know. They just said they sent help and it said 2 no available. That was the report.
Imagine 2 5'8" niggas over there trying to shovel snow to get a 7-foot nigga out with slippers on.
Was it too snowy or too icy?
It said too icy.
Go buy you some ice skates, nigga. Like, yo, you get paid too much money. Look, me and Mase went last year to go see the Phoenix Suns play, which he played for the Phoenix Suns last year, which he didn't play because he was beefing with the coach, Monty, and all that. Like, yo, niggas gotta, it's always.
Yeah, he wanted to stay in Phoenix, remember?
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's always something. It's always something with certain niggas. You know who would have got to the game? Kobe Bryant, God bless him today, would have got to the game. Michael Jordan would have got to the game. Allen Iverson would have got to the game. And I hate always bringing up certain niggas because it seems like, Cam, you always bringing up the old niggas, this and that. You know,
talking the past.
Yeah, like, you know, like when this segment, when after I say what I say, and you say what you say, Stat's gonna say, well, if it's just too icy to get out the house, you can't blame them for not making it to the game, Cam. And, you know, things happen, and what do you expect them to do? Because it's just icy. We're in that world where it's Jen. What is it? Jen? Why she is Jen?
Gen Z.
Yeah, Jen
I actually disagree with this one, but I hear you.
Yeah, man, Gen Z shit. It's frozen.
What is he supposed to do? He's 7 feet and it's frozen. His pinky is frostbitten, Cam.
Yeah.
What would you like him to do?
Yeah, Gen Z shit. And I'm cool with Gen Z. Don't get it fucked up. But there'll be a lot of excuses with Gen Z shit. There's mad excuses, man.
Yeah, when they're on fire, it's a new day. But when it's some struggle, they want every excuse in the book to get out of it.
Yeah, and listen, you know my problem is, it's just the athletes, because Gen Z got the drillers. Pause. Niggas drilling shit. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like Gen Z ain't out here doing certain things they need to be done. It's just some of the athletes. And it's not all of them.
Yeah.
Because Ja Morant, them niggas dogs. When Zion's healthy, dogs, nigga. So it's just certain niggas, but I don't even know. Yo, that just, to me, I don't see ice. I can't see a nigga just slipping his way out the house like, nah, I can't go nowhere, nigga. This is crazy. My bad, Jen. GZ.
No, I need to compile a list of things. Gen Z, Gen X, millennials, and see what y'all think is weird versus not. We're gonna have to go through that one
for
day.
Real, we should.
I think that would be hilarious.
That would be. It would be.
Some things that I'm probably like think is weird. Y'all are probably like, yeah, da, da, da.
That's a fact.
We'll do a list.
That's
whether
a fact.
it be next episode, we'll figure it out.
I
we gotta settle this.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Because I had an argument. I hate to keep bringing this nigga up on the show. My man Sin City, he's mad at me because I don't miss payphones. He's telling me, Cam, you don't miss just going to the payphone? No, I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
And niggas say, you don't miss Smooth Magazine with all the girls on it? I said, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I like my iPhone. There's bitches on there. I can see who I want. I used to have to jerk off to the Jet Magazine Beauty of the Week when I was little. I don't want to do that. You know, you don't even know the Jet Beauty of the Week stat. Like, that's a big deal at one time, man. That's what I had to do. No, I don't miss that.
Mase has no comment. Okay, I will make the list and we'll discuss that opening of one of our shows next. But we're going to go to break. What'd you say, Mase?
This is my new lead.
That's part of that. No, my bad, Murder. I'm just sad. Sin pissed me off. I looked at the phone and we all arguing with this nigga for 3.5 hours because there's no more payphones in New York. Shit was crazy. And I don't miss Smooth Magazine for the bitches.
It is what it is. Okay, we're going to go to break. When we return, we will talk CJ Stroud's edited post-game interview. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. What's stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. Wanna be free. Why am I here this woman? She wanna be free. Hell, I don't wanna see her walk away. I wish somebody told me the rules. Disagreements let her win, then it's cool. Even when I'm right, this ain't about you.
Welcome back. So let's get into our underdog fantasy picks of the day. On Sunday, the Bucks will play the Lions. Baker Mayfield is at 1.5 passing touchdowns. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Baker Mayfield, higher.
Yep, higher. He gonna definitely need to score points.
Okay. Mike Evans is at 4.5 receptions. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
4.5 receptions, higher.
Higher as well.
Okay, and Jared Goff is at 34.5 passing attempts. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Higher.
Lower.
Okay. Download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. Reading that is funny to me because somebody literally mocked me the other day. They were like, "Stat? Download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too." Guys, I get it. It's part of it. It's part of it. Okay. So NBC is
Hold on real quick. Hold on. Yo, Sin. Mace here, and could you tell him how the aliens and us are trading gold for Wi-Fi? You on the show.
We got Wi-Fi from them.
Wait, that nigga said we doing business with the aliens?
Yeah, this is him. Hold on. Start over real quick.
I said we got our internet and Wi-Fi from them because our planet produces sulfur like no other planet. So we made an agreement.
Good.
So yeah, that's what they won't teach us how to fly because we'll kill ourselves. They don't like nuclear bombs, so that's why they're at all the hot spots, which is Ohio, New York, wherever we keep nuclear bombs, Virginia, wherever we keep nuclear bombs. That's when they come around when we start bombing each other. Because our planet is the only one that produces sulfur. What's funny?
What they need it for, though? What the aliens need it for?
I don't know.
Last question, because Mace can't even hear you. You can't hear him because the speakers are. Who's conducting the deal with the aliens on our side?
Well, we got a special part in the government for that. Not even the president is down with that. There's a special part of the government that's funded by the government. It's called the Blue Book.
But only America's involved, not the rest, not Asia, not Russia, not.
No. Everybody got their own thing. Wherever it happens at, they got their own secret society in the government. It's called the Blue Book.
All right, Mace was just wondering about it because I told him how we was doing business with them and they give us internet, we give them gold. So we'll discuss it later, man. Thank you for chiming in, man.
No problem.
You can't make this shit up.
Yo, nigga said we doing business with aliens. We're trading gold for Wi-Fi. Yo, that...
This nigga
only a nigga from Harlem.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. It was, yo, bro, 3 hours of this yesterday, man. My bad. I didn't even mean to interrupt the show with this. And listen, you know what's crazy about this? It's going to be people who watch this and be like, yo, he's right. So it's going to be 6 niggas out there somewhere. It's like, nah, he ain't lying.
Yeah. Maybe this is where they get the Galaxy phone from.
That was good.
Yeah. Issues. This is where we got the Galaxy.
That's where the Galaxy phone came from. Oh shit, my bad, Stat. My bad. I didn't even interrupt.
I have
on
more
it.
questions, but I guess that's for another day. Because even the sulfur
Stat.
conversation threw me off. But okay. NBC is being accused of editing CJ Stroud's post-game interview, cutting out CJ thanking Jesus Christ. So in a side-by-side, one edit, he says before the speech, first and foremost, I want to thank Jesus Christ. And then in the edit after, it goes straight to the post-game question. So what do you think about the accusations and the videos circulating around of both of the edits?
Mase go first.
Man, this is a real interesting one because I would first start by saying that he has the right to voice who he gives his credit to. It's like somebody asking you, why were you able to perform at such a high level? Some people may say it's because of Allah, or some people may say, even if it wasn't a religion, they may say, my mother did this for me. I think to try to redirect anybody's praise or credit is just horrifically wrong, because that's who they got the strength from. If you like the performance, pause, or what they were able to do, they're telling you how they were able to find that fortitude, how they were able to do this. But I just think that when you're on certain platforms, they try to control who you even give the credit to, because if you give credit to something that's outside of what they desire that credit to go towards, then it'll have more people looking in that direction. And I think that's the thing, is just we're just looking at a world that kind of don't respect God in the form of Jesus or that. Because if he would have said Allah or anything else, they wouldn't have had a problem with it. It just was a problem because he was speaking on a platform that pretty much did not want the name of Jesus really edified. And because he's a athlete, another side of that is that we don't have you here for Jesus. So that's going to be their argument. We don't want to know about Jesus. We want to know about your physical, athletic ability and how you was able to do that physically and athletically, and leaving all of religion out. So it seemed like the only time people want to leave that out is when it comes to Christianity, because they look at Christianity as a softer religion. They look at Islam and those other religions as something that they have to respect. But that's where I would take that and conclude that.
It's a great take. That was really a great take. And that's why I wanted you to go first, because you know better than anybody else about this particular topic. What I'll add in and say is that censorship is real no matter what it is. And no disrespect, I'm not even talking about religion. I'm talking about what they want you to hear. What they want you to hear. I remember I did 60 Minutes. And I was like, I'm not fucking with snitches, this, that, and the third. And if a murderer been live by my house, I move. They chopped that shit up so bad that I said about. So basically, I did an interview years ago on 60 Minutes, and I was saying I'm not fucking with snitching, people who snitch. And
yeah, I remember that interview.
Right, but they chopped it up to, Anderson Cooper and 60 Minutes crew chopped it up to what they wanted to chop it up to. They didn't put in the part that I was saying that telling doesn't necessarily lead to a conviction. So you're in a neighborhood, a rough neighborhood, doesn't matter if it's Harlem or California or fucking Washington, D.C., whatever. They tell you to tell, and you really don't have any knowledge of the case that goes on. And I'll say what I said to them, being that they never aired it.
Yeah.
I said that you go and say you're a little kid and you see something happen. Or not a little 15, 16-year-old, you see something happen. And because you testify, that doesn't mean you're going to get a guilty verdict. Now, the people that you told on it, which you had nothing to do with this situation, you have to go face them every day. And they didn't get convicted, but you went and told on them for some shit that had nothing to do with you. Now you're the tattletale, you're the snitch, or you're the whatever. It's consequences behind doing things, and you still have to go back to that same neighborhood. I'm not sitting here saying today, as a grown man, if you have to go tell as an older lady or an older man or something else, cool. But a lot of times, if you're stuck in a neighborhood, an urban neighborhood, and you had nothing to do with the situation, and you may want to help, I get that. But that doesn't mean you're going to get 100% conviction. And now you got to look these same killers or robbers or whatever you want to tell in the face because you didn't get convicted. Same thing like what I was saying also, and I said that they had the blue shield. The cops don't tell on each other. The cops do a bunch of foul shit to civilians or citizens and beat the shit out of them. Like, imagine and I know this is older as well, and y'all could Google this. Imagine it wasn't any surveillance, and them cops didn't even get convicted after that anyway, but imagine it wasn't any footage of Rodney King getting beat up by 15, 16 cops. If it wasn't any footage of that, it would have been like, yo, he tripped and fell. That's how he broke his arm, his neck, his leg, his knees, his teeth is out. He just fell down some stairs. That's how it goes. So I just wanted to clear that up because 60 Minutes botched my whole shit up to make it seem like, oh, Cam's just crazy. They didn't put any of the points that I said behind, any substance behind the points that I said. But it's nobody else better to talk about this particular topic than Mase. And I'll leave that at that. I think he summed it up really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the thing about CJ Stroud, he outwardly always talks about his faith and trust in God, which, I mean, as an athlete or whoever you are, you should be able to do that, especially nowadays. It's kind of weird, I think, because, I mean, I believe in God. I think it's weird that people can't outwardly speak on that, or it's like it has to be edited. I think that's very weird because that's part of him. So why should anybody have to hide that? Just like if you practice Islam and you are speaking to Allah. Like if that's what you believe in, that should be allowed. So cutting that out, they're going to get a lot of heat for it and people are going to call them out. I'm curious as to how they're going to respond to the situation because they might just brush past it. But I think that's not okay. So we will see the results, but I think it's very weird behavior, personally. Okay. Next, it was announced Jason Kelce is retiring, but he never shared the news with a reporter. Apparently, it was leaked from a teammate in the locker room after their final game. But how do you feel about the way it was done?
Did Jason Kelce confirm that the teammate was right?
No, he never confirmed nor denied anything.
Yeah. And why would the teammate just blurt that out? Did he get paid extra? Or does he just want to seem like he gets the information first? If I was Jason Kelce, I'd come back off the strength. Like, yo, my nigga, you don't know if he's retired or not. Look, everybody's saying he was retiring after the game. He looks pretty old as for a center. You know, this is the guy, pause, who's hiking the fucking ball to Jalen Hurts. I think he had a tremendous career. If he is retiring, man, salute to you. I think you've done a great job with the Philadelphia Eagles. And you come from a great football family. As far as the teammates concerned, I just don't understand why he was said. And it's still no confirmation. You know, these are the stories that I'll be like, I don't really want to indulge on it because it may be a nigga just running his mouth. It may have been a nigga in the locker room like, if me and Mason in the locker room talking like, yo, I think I'm gonna wrap this shit. I think I'm gonna retire. And then Stat go run and be like, yo, Cam's retiring. Cam, you know, like, yo, how you know he wasn't ear hustling, you know, what that lead to. You know exactly what that lead to.
That's exactly what I heard. Ear hustling. Nigga over there, ear hustling.
Yeah, man. You know, pillow talking back. So, you know, niggas know the chain of command after you start ear hustling, man. So that's what I get for that. I think he's overheard him talking to somebody else and went and ran his mouth like he had the information first. But if it is the case, I like Jason Kelce. Salute, bro, and great career.
Yeah, I think for him to realistically go out and say that, I definitely would want to know who said it, especially if it's somebody that's on a team. Like, you don't be doing that. Who did that on the Lakers one time? Who was the nigga name that did that? Went out and said, yo, you know your man be cheating. Who did that?
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, D'Angelo. That's probably why they not winning at the Lakers, man. It's like you don't want somebody around that does that. And especially, even if you're a Heisman. Remember Charlie Ward did the same thing. It's like, bro, you can't be doing that. Like, especially spreading secrets of the team, because then there's no trust in the locker room. And it might be somebody that probably won his position, ear hustling.
True.
And putting it out there, getting the story going.
Yeah, I agree. To me, that's like hater energy, because even when people like leak somebody's pregnancy, if they told you not to tell somebody, why would you go? Especially if that's like a sentimental moment with y'all, you know, last game of the season. That's just not your business to tell anybody, and definitely not a reporter, so weird again. Last thing before we end the show, Jerod Mayo, the first Black coach in Patriots history, and now the NFL's youngest coach, said during his introductory press conference, "I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism." What do you think about him saying that during his introductory speech?
That's one of those things. If you start out with that kind of explosive statement, you better win. You better win because you put the bullseye on yourself, pause, by even making a statement like that. I think some statements are just, you don't have to say to make a grand entrance, but that was definitely a grand entrance. And I wish him the best. I hope he does very well because that statement needs to be followed up with a lot of wins.
Yeah, and look, it's no secret, man. Boston could be racist as a motherfucker. It's for real. That shit is a racist town, man. Not saying that ain't niggas up there. Shout out to my niggas, New Edition, that OG and the Bulldogs and everybody in Roxbury and all them niggas and the young and up and coming niggas. But Boston is racist, man. And look, even back in the days, niggas.
You ain't shout out Benzino.
Yeah, Benzino moved though. Shout out to Benzino. Shout out to May, man, everybody up there. But that shit is a racist city. Like, you know, even sports related. I remember, even though they had the Chief Robert Parrish and all that, it's changed now. Like, it's super duper changed now because, you know, times went on. But Boston used to be the white team and the Lakers used to be the black team. That's just the way it used to be. Larry Bird against Magic Johnson, black against white. And that's what made the league move forward, period. You know, Boston has tundra of fucking black players since then, you know. And then, don't get me wrong, they had Dennis, what was it, Dennis Scott murder? Dennis? Was it Dennis
Scott?
Yeah, Dennis Scott.
Dennis Scott, Robert Parrish.
Yeah, Reggie Lewis, guy blessed the dead.
Had a few tokens.
Yeah, some token niggas. So, but just as a city overall, it's known to be pretty racist. And hopefully it isn't like that today, but I'm pretty sure racism is everywhere. And you being a nigga, coaching the Patriots, making that statement, Mase said that shit right. You better win and win fast, nigga. Expeditiously, T.I. voice. You better win fast, nigga. You do not get a big window.
In your mouth like that. Yeah, you know he wasn't there with his mother.
Yeah.
His mother would have told him, don't go up there and say what you thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Do not, he must have had his Yeezys on, nigga. You got to be careful up there talking that shit with racism, nigga. Right now, they ain't gonna make it racism, but you better win, I tell you that.
Yeah, my mother would have slapped me in the back of my head when I came off there. Why did you go up there and say that?
Yeah. And when he being up, first of all, up there is one of the worst places to say it. It ain't like you in New York or Philly. Nigga, you went up there and said it. Bugging, nigga. You better win.
He went in his Django bag, boss.
You gotta be careful, man.
Well, salute to him. He is making history and he's standing on business with his views. So we'll see what happens next season.
Stand on business until it goes wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, that nigga will be standing in the unemployment line. He don't fucking win. I'm telling you that much. He got a certain amount of time to get that shit done.
Don't listen to Stat. Stat gonna set y'all up for failure. Yo.
Yeah.
Never that. And y'all, I'm gonna come back with this list so we can discuss it next episode.
Yeah.
But that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
Two big necks, like when they doing them 2 for $5.